And we're starting at a pretty cold 45 degrees, but things are expected to warm up today and really warm up throughout the week.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And some of you are just now waking up or turning us on. Thank you for doing so. It is 6 a.m. on your Tuesday, February 20th.
Yes, good morning. Thanks for joining us. We hope you had a good Monday and a good weekend. And if you're sick of the cold, we have some good news.
Yeah, things really warmed up yesterday. Mike says that trend continues. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Yeah, we went from mid-30s to mid-60s, mid-upper 60s yesterday, and now mid-40s to mid-70s today. So jacket this morning, and then not only just no jacket, but shorts and t-shirts by later on this afternoon. Out there at the airport, no problem as far as visibility, but we did get a lot of moisture to come back on in here in the form of humidity. And so that's why we are now, well, look at that. New Braunfels has dropped down to 1 mile visibility. So fog is starting to thicken up. Gonzales, Pleasanton, both at a quarter mile. A little bit showing up there around Port SA. There's not as much out toward the hill country, but down along the coastal plain and then also down to the southwest, we do have a bit more in the way of fog. So this is something we have to watch out for over the course of the next couple of hours, because it will thicken up, especially around sunrise. Just after that, it'll stick around for a while, be kind of stubborn. 43 here in town, mid-30s in the hill country. Again, yesterday at this time, we were right around 35. So on average, 10 degrees above where we were yesterday. Not quite as that much warmer in the hill country, however. Mold, mulberry, ash, all on the low side. Again, no mountain cedar showing up, so I think we're finally done with that. Throughout the rest of the morning, nice warm up. Again, we're going to make it all the way up to 70 at noon and then top off at 76. But the deal is the humidity is going to be kind of, as temperatures go up, humidity is going to be trailing right behind that. So it will continue to increase throughout the day and especially overnight. So we'll be dealing with more fog around the area again tomorrow morning and Thursday. We do have a front moving on through here. Don't get too excited about colder air. Just won't be as hot. We'll explain that and take a look ahead to the weekend forecast. Shaping up to be a nice looking weekend. Details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Mr. Marquez, what's going on, sir?
All right, Mike, you were talking about the fog, so I found a few TransGuide cameras that kind of indicate what we're looking at out here. So this is 37 at Highway 181 out there by Old Corpus Christi Highway on the far southeast side. And you just see right there, it's basically pretty low visibility in that area right there. Traffic is moving through the area, but again, it's going to be basically a foggy morning throughout many parts of the city, especially on the southeast side is what I'm kind of noticing from our TransGuide cameras. 37 at South End Road, you see kind of a similar situation out there. A lot of haze coming through along with those headlights in that area. Okay, closer into town right now, we do want to let you know about some construction that will continue throughout most of our morning here. So we have the closure here of the I-10 westbound at Culebra exit. So they're doing all that work there, that bridge joint work that we've talked about for the past couple of weeks. So that's going to be shut down for the next couple of days or so. I-10 westbound at Culebra on the upper levels there. Let's take you now to the far north side. We still have this construction taking place, a lot of signage work taking place here. 281 southbound at Marshall Road. Basically, this construction is extending from Wilderness Oak all the way down to TPC Parkway and Stone Oak Parkway. So something to keep in mind for our drivers in that part of town. The rest of the city, everything else is looking good. No major accidents or delays to kind of let you know about. Again, fog being the biggest issue. And coming up during our next traffic hit, we're going to talk about some overnight construction that is taking place on the northeast side that is definitely going to be causing some delays for our drivers in that area. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
RJ, thank you. A fire overnight has left a man with burns and about half a dozen other people out on the streets.
It caused damage to 2 homes on Tampico Street. That's near Southwest 19th and Castroville Road.
Katrina Weber is there live. Katrina, earlier on GMSA, you mentioned a possible cause for this fire.
Yeah, we have had nothing official from the fire department. This comes from a woman who lives in the home where the fire started. She says she thought it possibly could be related to a heat lamp that they had in the backyard for their dog. Now, she says they heard popping noises, then noticed the power go out, and that's how they found out that their house was on fire. She and her family lived in this house here with the most damage, but the flames then spread to the house next door, also chasing out a family of 4 in that second house. The woman who lives in the original house, she says her husband is is at the hospital with burns. Let me give you a look at the response that we saw a little bit earlier this morning. This fire broke out after 2 o'clock this morning, again, starting in one house, spreading to the one next door. A total of 7 people all got out of the house, but that one man did have to go to the hospital with burns. Family in the second house says they also lost a pet in this fire, a pet parrot that died as a result of all the smoke in the house. So now they're just figuring out or trying to figure out what to do next. And I just want to point out that since we spoke the last half hour, I do see a representative from the American Red Cross here who seems to be helping the families now to try to at least find a place to stay for now. Reporting live on the west side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
New this morning, everyone was able to escape another fire this morning over in the Alamo Ranch area. This one happened around midnight in the 5800 block of Sweetwater Way on the city's far west side. Fire crews on the scene say they saw flames shooting through the roof of a 2-story home. The family of 6 who lived there, including 4 dogs, all got out. No injuries were reported. Red Cross will assist them for now till they find a place to stay. So far, no word on what caused the fire.
Today is the start of early voting in the Texas primary that continues until March 1st. You also have until this Friday to apply for a mail-in ballot. Election day is on March 5th, and we have a list of voting locations and a sample ballot that you can look at on our website at ksat.com.
Topping your other morning headlines, a shootout in Mexico near the Texas border, right across from Roma, Texas, down in the Rio Grande Valley. The Mexican army reporting that they killed 12 gunmen following a confrontation on Sunday. Mexican security officials say soldiers came under attack by the 12 gunmen. However, we're still working to learn more details about this still developing story.
Over in Ukraine, Russian troops have launched a new round of attacks across multiple fronts after capturing a key city in the eastern half of the country. The situation is being linked to billions of dollars in U.S. aid that's being held up in the Republican-controlled House. Despite facing international criticism over his lack of swift action on Ukraine aid, House Speaker Mike Johnson has not signaled when he might pass new assistance. He has said no foreign aid will pass before more border security is secured.
Big business news. Capital One says it's buying Discover Financial Services, the deal worth over $35 billion. It would combine 2 of the largest credit card companies in the United States in one of the biggest mergers this year. The 2 companies will officially announce the deal later this morning. Comes as credit card debt in the U.S. hit a record high, the average balance now topping $6,000.
In health news, the CDC says measles was eradicated in the U.S. at the start of the century.
However, lower vaccination rates have helped the potentially deadly disease make a comeback.
As ABC's Allison Kosick tells us, that's raising concerns among health professionals across the country.
This morning, doctors in Florida are closely watching a cluster of children infected with measles as experts warn about a surge in cases nationwide.
This is, not a hair on fire moment yet, but it has the potential to become one.
An elementary school near Fort Lauderdale is now reporting 5 students with measles. Meanwhile, 9 cases have been reported in the Philadelphia area since December, all involving unvaccinated people. So far this year, at least 1 case has been reported in 12 states.
All you have to be is in the same room or proximity with an infected patient to be at risk for contracting the virus.
Measles spreads in the air when an infected person coughs or sneezes. Symptoms include fever, cough, runny nose, and a distinctive rash. But severe cases can lead to brain swelling, pneumonia, or even death. The CDC requires the highly effective measles vaccine to attend public school, but parents can seek religious or medical exemptions. Experts say when 95% of a community is vaccinated, it cannot spread. But currently, 36 states fall below that threshold.
We have to have very high, 95% or greater immunity within a population in order for this virus that's like a heat-seeking missile to not be able to find someone who's susceptible.
Doctors are already seeing what they call an alarming increase of cases in Europe.
They now are having a 30,000 times increase, 30-fold increase. That's going to happen here if we have our immunization rates fall below a threshold. What is that threshold? 95%.
Allison Kosick, ABC News, New York.
All right, take a look at your screen. Check out this video going viral right now. This is from ESPN's YouTube page. Last night's game between Incarnate Word and A&M Commerce ended with a massive brawl. According to ESPN, it broke out after A&M Commerce's 76-72 over Incarnate Word as the teams were shaking hands. Right now, it's not clear what sparked all of this, which involves several players from both teams. Now, in a joint statement, Incarnate Word here in San Antonio and A&M Commerce apologized for the behavior exhibited by respective men's basketball teams. The Southland Conference says it's also looking into the incident and said in a statement, quote, "There is no place in college sports for such actions." You can watch the video again on KSAT.com.
And the time now is 6:10 and 44 degrees for now.
And after the break, a look inside a new learning center for kiddos down on San Antonio's south side.
Looking out there with live cam, another day to dress in layers. We're starting at 44 degrees, but things will warm up a lot by the afternoon.
Exactly 6:14. Now to this morning's KSAT Kids Story. We're getting a look at the YMCA's Enhanced Early Learning Center.
We checked it out yesterday during an open house, and it is on the south side on West South Cross Boulevard, not far from I-35. So there are a lot of unique features in the new space, all with the goal of caring for infants, toddlers, and preschoolers as they learn and grow.
We're really excited. We've had the opportunity to use our funds to renovate our space. So we've been able to renovate it. We had a guest come, Dr. Sandra Duncan, and really help us design and create our environment. And as you'll notice in this room, that though kids love colors, we went more natural and natural colors and bringing elements of colors.
Now the goal of the rooms is to create a calm, relaxing area for the kids to learn and grow.
And this is pretty amazing. A UTSA graduate student has set a new world record for completing the fastest half marathon while dribbling a basketball. 24-year-old Ben Duong did it during Sunday's Austin Marathon. He completed the half marathon in just over an hour and 21 minutes. He had to dribble continuously through the race without picking it up or losing control. That is super impressive. So again, half marathon, 13.1 miles. It takes, I would say, normal people like maybe like two hours, over 2 hours.
Sure.
So not only did you do it faster.
Oh my gosh.
With the concentration to keep
And you're
focused.
a runner, so I knew you'd be able to put it in some perspective for us.
Yeah, that's amazing. I couldn't dribble basketball across the court without losing focus. And then to do this, wow, 13.1 miles. Congrats.
Way to go, Ben.
Wow.
All right, just about 6:16.
Let's check in with our other basketball player, RJ Marcus.
I could not do what Ben did there. The Spurs did release some more stats on this. I think it was about a 6.5 minute mile is what he ran there. And then also he dribbled the equivalent of 736 basketball courts. Wow. Without losing control of the ball and continuing on his pace. That is incredible stuff. Yeah. Shout out to Ben. All right. Let's take a look here at Trends Guide.
In Austin, there are massive hills.
Yeah, that's incredible stuff there. Wow. When I saw that story, I was like, wow, that is impressive stuff. All right, guys, fog starting to build here on the southeast side, 37 US 181. We do see some fog there. TransGuide, and look behind me here, 37 at Salado Creek. Same situation there as well. So if you're headed out to the southeast side, keep this in mind. We will see some fog in that area, so make sure to give yourself some time if you're headed out there. As far as the rest of the city, things looking pretty good right now. No major accidents to let you know about. There is a stalled vehicle being reported in the Lackland area out there at US 90 westbound there at Hunt Lane. So it's going to be a little bit outside 410, in between 410 and 1604. But again, things still looking pretty good for the most part across the city. We've been talking about this big construction project taking place on the northeast side. This is the 35 Northeast Expansion Project, and they're going to be doing some significant work over the next week or so here. So every night from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. through the rest of this week, through February 24th, both lanes here, north and southbound, will be shut down here on 35 from the Forum Parkway all the way up to Roy Richard Drive. So if you're familiar with this area, that's going to be past Selma and headed towards Schertz Parkway. And that's not the only thing that we're talking about when it comes to major closures in this area. We also have this interchange closure here that's going to be taking place here. Again, same hours, overnight hours, so that's good at least. But again, it's going to be a lot of work that's going to be taking place here. Some of the detours there are going to be the IKEA RBFCU Parkway detour and also Pat Booker Road. So make sure to just kind of watch out for a lot of those signs in that area. They're doing a lot of work out there in the northeast side, also in the northwest side, but this one really is going to be focused on that double-decker, that elevated highway that they're putting from 410 all the way up to 35 in the Schertz area.
Okay.
A lot of stuff going on.
Yes, sir. Thank you, RJ.
Basically, if you want to go north, just take 281 and then split off in both directions. So
at this point,
All right, hitting the bus this morning. Grab a jacket. It is still chilly out there, 40s and some 30s as well. And then no jacket and basically, yes, shorts and T-shirts later on today.
Nice.
Very warm. The humidity is going to be creeping up as well. So just kind of keep that in mind. The countdown has begun to the solar eclipse coming up in April, so 48 days, and we've got some little facts. We're going to be throwing these out. So solar eclipse can only happen when there is a new moon, because the moon is between the sun and the earth. On the flip side of that, obviously a lunar eclipse can only happen when there is a full moon. Speaking of the moon, is a waxing gibbous right now, and it's going to be full on Saturday. Great view from Oscar. Thank you very much for that one. And it's going to be great moon viewing weather the next couple of evenings, because we've got a lot of clear skies out there. Now, as far as sunrises, that may be hindered a little bit with some of the fog. Now, we're not seeing anything out there at the airport, but look at how New Braunfels has now dropped down to 3/4 of a mile. Quarter mile now at Pleasanton, Gonzales. It's getting a little bit thicker out there, and Bernie as well. In the metropolitan area, still not bad. And then go down 35, run into some around Cotulla, Laredo, going down to the southeast and off to the east around LaGrange. It's not bad in portions of the hill country, but again, this is going to continue to thicken up over the course of the next couple of hours. Again, nothing showing up on radar right now, nothing showing up as far as any cloud cover. And the only really big storm, I mean, you look off to the east, not much going on over there, but that big storm off there to the west, which has the sort of indirect effect on our weather right now, because that's what's helping to, instead of have a big trough and cooler weather like we had over the weekend, helping with this ridge to build here. We get more moisture coming in at the surface, and then this is helping to heat things up and keeping all that colder air well up there to the north of us. That's going to be the situation today, tomorrow, and the first part of the day on Thursday. But Thursday we get, look at this little bit of a kind of a northwesterly or westerly flow in the atmosphere. We get a front moving through on Thursday. It's not a cold front, it is a Pacific front. So this is going to pull in some drier air. At the surface, we're going to get downsloping winds. Therefore, despite the fact the front moving through, it's going to be hotter on Thursday. Then we will have cooler, or just not as hot over the weekend, and it's going to be drier, so it's going to be comfortable over the weekend. That's not going to last very long, because we have another ridge building to start off next week, Sunday into Monday. Humidity comes back in. However, by the middle of the week, this trough is going to come through here, and that's going to pull down just a regular old cold front. So that's going to cool us down somewhat for the latter portion of next week. So here's what it looks like. More humidity over the next couple of days. 76 today, 78 tomorrow, 84 on Thursday. Again, that front moves through about, say, mid-afternoon. So that then pulls in the drier air, allows things to really heat up. And then 74 on Friday. So 10 degrees cooler, but still way above normal. 77 on Saturday. A comfortable weekend, albeit warm. And then humidity returns Sunday, Monday. Another front Wednesday. I know yesterday we had mentioned that looked like a chance for some rain next Wednesday with that front. It's just not looking great right now. So not even, I mean, looking at some of the computer models over the next 2 weeks, anything as far as any rain around here, perhaps by the first weekend of March.
But but with the temperatures, you said it best earlier. You said welcome spring.
Yeah, basically. We need some spring showers with it, though.
All right, Mike, thank you.
622, 44 degrees.
And we'll be right back.
There it is. That feeling you get when you can do more with less asthma. It starts with Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Can you picture it? Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your doctor about Dupixent, the most prescribed biologic for asthma.
In your morning consumer headlines, TikTok is under a new microscope. The European Union has opened an investigation looking at whether TikTok is doing enough to protect children and ensure transparent advertising. TikTok's parent company could face a hefty fine. The company is promising to explain its operations to EU regulators.
Apple released its latest shot on iPhone film capturing the rehearsal and performance of Usher's Super Bowl halftime show. The director used 40 iPhones showcasing the capabilities of the 15 Pro and Pro Max model. The phones were mounted across the stage, on instruments, and even attached to performers.
And Samsung's new rugged tablet has arrived here in the U.S. The Galaxy Tab Active 5 was unveiled last month. It's now on the company's website. Features include a removable battery, micro SD expansion, and a rugged case. The price starts at around $550.
Interesting. Time now, 6:26 and 44 degrees for now.
If you're about to hit the roads in places like 37 at Salado Creek, you may run into some fog, especially hanging around those streetlights over the interstate. We'll be back after this. It's another crisp February morning. We've got the beginnings of a sunrise on the eastern horizon. Don't see it in this shot as San Antonio wakes up. There it is.
Pretty shot out there. Hi, good morning. It is 6:30 and it is Tuesday, February 20th.
Thanks for starting your morning with us here on KSAT 12. Mike Ostrage says fog is the new part of the equation this morning.
Yeah, obviously there's nothing showing up in this picture, but there are some spots where there's some very thick fog around here, so it's really patchy in nature. And also it's cool enough to grab a jacket, but boy, you sure won't need it later on this afternoon. So you can almost, I know that picture's a little out of focus, a little bit of fuzz there along the horizon. Temperature is at 43 degrees, so we're just a couple of notches below normal. Dew point's at 40, so these two numbers are running neck and neck. We've got relative humidities well up in the upper 90s. Little to no wind out there, and again, those are some of the ingredients why we have some fog. Bernie has dropped down to 3 miles right now, 3/4 of a mile at New Braunfels, and a lot around Gonzales back down to 0, Pleasanton, so it's kind of surrounding the metropolitan area. And going down to the southwest, you're going to see some around Cotulla, Laredo, along the coastal plain as well. So these numbers will continue to kind of fluctuate. It's going to get thicker in spots. So with Pleasanton and New Braunfels having some of this fog, you got to watch it around Randolph. A lot of times that's next in line to see some of the fog, as well as Stinson. So just be on the lookout for that over the next couple of hours. Temperatures are up about anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees compared to this time yesterday, when the cold morning we got down to 35 and some freezing readings in portions of the hill country yesterday. Mold, mulberry, ash all on the low side. Updated count's going to come out later on this morning. So lots of sunshine today, very warm. Yesterday we had a 30, almost 35 degree swing in temperatures. Same thing today, but that puts us up into the mid 70s later on. So not only don't you need a jacket, I mean shorts and t-shirts later on today, and that's going to be the same situation tomorrow. Some fog in the morning, clouds, warm and even more humid. Humidity is going to continue to move on in here. Thursday is actually going to be the hottest day, despite the fact we have a front moving through. We're going to get some southwesterly winds. That always warms things up very nicely, but this will pull in some drier air. Then eventually, I don't want to say cooler, not as warm over the Friday and the first part of the weekend. Still going to be well above normal. And then humidity comes back on in here just to start off next week. Another more potent front's going to move through middle of next week. All the details in just a couple of minutes. RJ, it's been pretty quiet on the roads.
It has been up until now, Mike. Yes, we have our first major crash to let you know about here. Looking here at the Castle Hills, Balcones Heights, the Fredericksburg area. Take a look behind me. Loop 410. These are actually the eastbound lanes. So this is the camera says westbound, but these are the eastbound lanes right there at Cherry Ridge. This is just past the 410 I-10 interchange and a little bit past Fredericksburg Road. So again, you do see multiple vehicle accidents here, and multiple lanes are blocked at the moment right now. At least 2 lanes blocked here as emergency officials work on this accident. Again, still trying to get a little bit more details on what exactly went on here, but we do believe that there were at least 2 vehicles involved in this crash here. Again, eastbound 410 at Cherry Ridge. Show you a little bit of the backup because this might be an option for people that are headed out. So this is our camera here, 410 Crossroads. People are exiting the frontage road here, 17A. That's the Fredericksburg frontage road right there. So, but you do see that we are seeing some significant backup here. And again, our maps indicating that there is a pretty good delay here going all the way to Fredericksburg Road right here past the I-10 410 intersection right there. So Loop 410 eastbound at Cherry Ridge. That's our big thing that we're following at the moment. We still have a stalled vehicle, US 90 westbound at Hunt Lane, and also stalled vehicle 1604 eastbound at Vance Jackson. But biggest thing we're following at the moment, this major crash here, Loop 410 eastbound at Cherry Ridge. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. The American Red Cross is helping 2 families who have lost their homes in an overnight fire. The fire broke out in one home, then spread next door.
This was on Tampico Street, not far from Southwest 19th and Castroville Road. Katrina Weber is there live.
Katrina, you mentioned one man suffered burns. Is there an update on him?
Well, I did speak to his wife a little while ago. She confirmed that he did have burns and that he was taken to a hospital for treatment. But she said she was on her way there to check up on him at that time. So there's really no update on his condition just yet. But she and her husband lived in the house where the fire started over here with their daughter. The flames then jumped to the house next door where there were 4 other people living at the time. Now, I have some video to show you. You can see quite a response from the fire department around 2 o'clock this morning when this fire broke out. We had about a dozen units here at one point. They were able to knock down those 2 fires, but the family whose house was damaged, the family next door, they say they did lose a pet parrot in the fire. And then again, the man in the house where the fire started did suffer burns. 2 families now without a place to stay because the second house also has some extensive damage. But about a half hour ago, we did see a representative from the American Red Cross show up and speak to the people who had been sitting in their cars just trying to keep warm. Supposedly, or we assume that he is helping them now find a place to stay, at least for the time being. But no official word on how the fire started, but the woman in the house where it started, she says she suspects it may have had something to do with a heat lamp that they were using in the backyard to keep their dog warm. Reporting live on the west side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. We are learning more about an 18-year-old accused of shooting and killing another teen on the northeast side. Arrest records accuse Octavius Tamrian Galloway of killing a 17-year-old at an apartment complex on Benz-Engelman near I-35 and Seguin Road. Investigators say a witness had video of the shooting that showed several cars leaving that area. Police later stopped one of those cars and said Galloway was inside. He is now charged with murder. The name of the victim has not been released.
A hail of gunfire in a northeast side neighborhood left multiple homes and cars riddled with bullets. Fortunately, no one was hurt Sunday morning, but the fear of the suspects coming back to finish the job has those who live there on edge. According to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, at least 5 homes and 2 vehicles were hit by gunfire. They also say one neighbor told them he fired back from his window. Those we talked to say it sounded like 30 to 50 shots were fired in just a matter of minutes.
I don't want to die here. What if they come back?
BCSO says no one was hurt so far. The sheriff's office doesn't have witness or surveillance video. They say deputies will increase patrols and ask anyone who saw what happened to call them.
And it is a very sad time for the Northside ISD community. A teaching assistant from Brandeis High School is dead after he was injured while, quote, redirecting a student, end quote, earlier this month. Alfred Jimenez, also known as Mr. Fred, we are told he fell to the ground and hit his head in the process. Northside ISD police are now investigating.
Today is the day, the start of early voting in the Texas primary. That continues through March 1st. You also have until this Friday to apply for one of those mail-in ballots. Election day is on March 5th. We have a list of voting locations and a sample ballot you can view right now on KSAT.com.
And one of the heated races on the ballot this time around is for Texas House District 121 in the Alamo Heights area. GOP candidate Mark LaHood is running against incumbent Steve Allison. He joined us yesterday on News at 6 for our KSAT Q&A segment. And one of the topics we asked about was the ongoing border crisis.
Quite frankly, because the federal government's not doing their job, and we have to protect our home. The border is just an extension of our home. And so one of the reasons why I'm running is simply this, is that right now in the state house, there's a big group of Republicans that are voting against the governor, against the Senate, against the rest of us, and we haven't got anything meaningful. And so what I want to do is actually create legislation that actually has a bite to it, but then we have to fund it and support it.
And that was just a portion of our interview. You can watch the full discussion on KSAT Plus.
Go ahead.
We also want you to know that Steve Allison, the incumbent representative and LaHood's opponent in the race for the State House District 121, has accepted our invitation to join us on our KSAT Q&A segment, so you can watch our conversation with him tomorrow night at 6:30.
Before we go to break, over 13% or 280,000 people in Bexar County have diabetes, and doctors are noticing something else. More people are getting the illness, are having to get amputations.
So they spoke with KSAT about things people with diabetes or pre-diabetes can do to keep their limbs. Yes, diet and exercise are key, but there are more things that you can do.
Now tonight, our Stephanie Jimenez will tell you about those and a program that's helping men with diabetes in Bexar County stay healthy.
And it uses car analogies to explain diabetes care and maintenance.
You'll learn more about the Diabetes Garage and how you can get involved again tonight on the Night Beat at 10.
And the time now, 6:39 and 45 degrees for now.
A new report shows a stunning number of kids are hit by a car every week across the U.S. Just ahead, what you can do to help protect your kids. Welcome back. A new report from a national nonprofit shows 110 kids are hit by a car every week across America.
KSAT 12 producer Haley Powers explains why and what you can do to protect your children.
It doesn't matter where you are. You have to always assume that children can be around.
They're little, they're short, they move quickly, cars are big, they go fast.
Most parents don't think it can happen to them. One second they're walking through a parking lot, and the next, their kid is in front of a moving vehicle.
Toddlers literally cannot understand danger. They don't have the cognitive ability, and they don't understand that a parked vehicle might start moving.
National nonprofit Kids and Car Safety focuses on keeping children safe in and out of the car. Director Amber Rollins says kids being in the blind zone of the car makes it easier for them to be missed by the driver's eyes. The blind zone are areas in the front, back, and sides of the car where a person can be standing and not be seen. The back blind zone can be up to 50 feet and the front 15.
A chair was put in front of my car, and I cannot see the chair from this angle. So I didn't see that chair. If that chair was a child, that child would be hit. Unfortunately, these types of accidents happen more than you think.
Every week in our country, at least 110 children are run over by vehicles in parking lots and driveways.
That's unacceptable. There's absolutely no reason. There's no reason for that to happen. Everybody needs to slow down and take a deep breath and look around and pay attention.
Adults paying attention to their surroundings will help lower that number, but even young kids need to be aware as well.
Knowing to stop and look, knowing to stay close to me, especially with multiple little ones, it's impossible to have eyes and hands on everybody at the same time.
Anytime they let go of our hand, we're like, okay, you got to be up or be in the stroller. Like, this is a privilege.
Rollins recommends carrying your kids or keeping them in a stroller or cart until you get to the car and are safe. This goes for everyone. You need to be focused on the road, not distracted, and slow down, even if you're running 5 minutes late.
You can't undo hitting a child. You can't undo causing an accident, and the guilt that you have and the family whose life that you would have devastated if that happened. 5 minutes doesn't matter.
Looking ahead, Kids and Car Safety is calling for a 360 camera system to be put in all new vehicles so no more children are hit by cars. Haley Powers, KSAT 12 News.
Right now, 6:45.
And it looks like there's big problems at 410 at Cherry Ridge. Let's check back with RJ.
Yeah, guys, if you're just about to head out right now, big issues here, the Castle Hills, Balcones Heights, Fredericksburg area. We have a major crash being reported here. Loop 410 there at Cherry Ridge. So what the camera we're looking at here is the 410 westbound camera, but this is actually eastbound traffic. So what you're looking at here, the far two right-hand main lanes and the shoulder here are blocked because of what's being reported right now as a multi-vehicle accident. At least 2 vehicles involved in this. It looked like there was a vehicle even turned in the opposite direction a little bit earlier. So again, still trying to get a little bit more details on what we're seeing right here. But again, 410 at Cherry Ridge. This is right past the 410 I-10 intersection there for people heading eastbound on 410. As we take a look here at some of the backups starting to build here, and you just see this sea of brake lights over here. Loop 410 eastbound at Crossroads. Now this access road exit here, this is the Fredericksburg Road exit 17A. That one is still open, and you see that traffic has not really started to build as much here in this area, but we do anticipate that things will get pretty busy out there as we take a look at our maps right now. And now we're indicating at least a couple of accidents in this area. We saw traffic backed up all the way to Callahan Road right now on the eastbound lanes of 410 because of this crash there. 410 at Cherry Ridge. There's just a lot of activity going on right now in that area. Again, keep caution if you are about to head out there because of a major crash in that area. A couple other things to let you know about. A couple of stalled vehicles in the downtown area. That's 35 and 90. And then also looking here at 35 South there in the Live Oak area over 35 southbound and Olympia Parkway near the Forum. Of course, there's been a lot of construction taking place in that area as well. But this is the biggest thing that we're following at the moment, and it does not look like it's going to be clearing up here anytime soon within the next 15 minutes or so. We will continue to follow this.
Well, yesterday with the holiday, it was such a breeze, and here we are kind of back to normal and go to the other extreme, RJ.
Oh, yeah. Back to school, back to work, a lot more people on the roads.
Okay.
All right. Be careful out there.
If you are thinking about heading out to the rodeo, perfect weather for it this week. Going to be on the warm side. That's necessarily a bad thing. And you want the cutest picture of the day? And take a look at this. It just melts your heart looking at this little guy, just face to face. And I wonder if he just got a face full of, lick from the goat.
It may have, or this is one of the weirdest no blink contests.
I love that. So, and it's always great with the kids, to see those animals for the first time there when your kids were little. So thank you so much for that KSAT Connect picture. Spectacular looking sunrise this morning, but notice the clouds and some of that haze off in the distance there, and some of that is fog as well. So Bernie, 1.25 miles, so that has dropped down. New Braunfels has actually improved ever so slightly. Nothing at Randolph, nothing at Stinson yet, but then Pleasanton just at 1/4 mile. So you've got these low clouds and this fog kind of hanging around the area as well. Down around Cotulla, Laredo, but most of it is to the east. So like I've been saying all morning long, we have to watch out for the next couple of hours because it will start to get thicker and stick around in places. 52 a low to 40 in Rio Medina. That may be a little bit on the warm side, that reading, but most everybody in the 30s and 40s as of right now, up about 8-10 degrees compared to this time yesterday. Still jackets, obviously, but boy, you sure won't need it later on this afternoon. Also, the humidity, and notice how dew point temperatures are running almost neck and neck with the actual air temperatures, and that's why, combined with a little bit of little breeze here, maybe no wind at all, clear skies. That's why we are seeing some of that fog. And compared to this time yesterday, those dew points are up a good 10, 15. One point it was up almost 20 degrees higher in Rock Springs than at this time yesterday. So the humidity has definitely come up. It's going to continue to come up. Not only today, but tomorrow. Then on Thursday, it does drop, by the way, more morning fog tomorrow as well, and early Thursday. Then on Thursday, notice how the dew points drop off. This is in behind a front that moves on through here. It's not an Arctic front, it's Pacific, so it pulls in drier air, but we get the wind coming in here out of the southwest. So despite this, we are going to see temperatures that are going to be the warmest on Thursday. As far as today, we do make it up to 70 at noon and then top off at 76 later on today. And it just continues to get hotter in behind that. 78 Wednesday. And again, in behind that front southwesterly wind, that puts us up to 84 degrees on Thursday, although we will have some lower humidity. So it is going to be more comfortable. Then slightly not as warm air comes on in here. So mid 70s Friday, upper 70s on Saturday, still lower humidity, but the humidity is going to come right back into the picture once we get into Sunday as well as on Monday, back to 80 on Monday, and that'll be the case on Tuesday. But right now it looks like we have a more potent front that's going to move through here on Wednesday, and that'll knock temperatures down for the latter portion of next week. Big problem is, though, not even that front is going to be squeezing out anything in the form of rain. As of right now, looking at some of the long range computer models, it's not going to be until probably next weekend, that first weekend of March, that we see anything that looks like rain. It ain't good. I mean, we're going along really well for a long time, but yeah, faucet's just been turned off.
We got spoiled for a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
10 till 44 degrees.
Let's look out there with live cam. It looks beautiful out there, but yes, you will need a jacket for the morning hours, but dress in layers. That's what I suggest, and we'll be right back.
Good morning. Coming up, the story we're all following this morning. Two of the biggest credit card companies are joining forces. What it could mean for what's in your wallet. Rebecca Jarvis is here to explain. Also this morning, the first of its kind IVF ruling in Alabama and what it could mean for women seeking access to fertility treatments. And the good news for women when it comes to exercise. That's coming up right here on GMA.
We are in the final week of the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. If you plan on going, we've got you covered with a breakdown of the transportation tickets, music acts left this week, and more on our website. Right now, just scan this QR code to find out everything you need to know before things wrap up this weekend.
I don't want to scare you, but it looks worse over there at 410 at Cherry Ridge. Let's check back with RJ.
Yeah, guys, one last check of traffic here. Biggest thing we're following right now is this major crash here at Loop 410 eastbound there at Cherry Ridge. As we take a look at the camera, that's actually on the westbound lanes, but this is eastbound traffic. Flares are now up. Multiple lanes are blocked in this area right here, Loop 410 eastbound at Cherry Ridge. And that's not all, because there was another crash being reported also here at 410 at Crossroads area. So two crashes within the 410 I-10 area. Keep caution if you're headed out there. Multiple lanes blocked. Again, Loop 410 eastbound at Crossroads and Cherry Ridge. Mike?
Yuck, what a mess. All right, we've got a gorgeous sunrise on tap. Sun's going to be peeking over the horizon about 15 minutes or so. Some fog out there, though. New Braunfels down to a half-mile visibility right now. Bernie, as you can see, Gonzales, Pleasanton, nothing in the metropolitan area right there in Bexar County, but just be on the lookout for the next couple of hours. 44 right now, some 30s in the hill country. Huge warm-up today, 76. Humidity's going to continue to kind of pump on in here. More morning fog tomorrow, 78, 84 on Thursday. We'll have a front move through just to pull in some drier air. So that'll set us up for a comfortable, although warm weekend, well above normal Friday, Saturday, and then more humidity next week.
We'll prepare for that humidity. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for joining us.
Good Morning America is next.